Hi.
This is way closer than I actually like to sit to people. But
Sorry.
Hey.
Hey.
Why did you become a voice teacher?
I became a voice teacher for a couple of reasons. I love teaching. I don't feel like I'm trying to get...
It's me. It's not you. It's me.
Okay, so I became a voice teacher for a couple of reasons. I love teaching. I was originally a elementary school teacher. I taught kindergarten and first grade and subbed in all the other grades. I was a camp counselor and unit director at Blue Lake Fine Arts Camp. I was the assistant director at the Girl Scouts YMCA, not YMCA, Girl Scouts Heart of America, because I love working with young people and I love being a part of their growing process. My other passion is music, and I originally wanted to go to music school for clarinet, and I sat down with my choir director from high school just getting coffee, and I told her I was going to go for clarinet, and she goes, "Elizabeth, you're a choir person." And yeah, she was right. So what better way to make a living than combine the two things that I'm most passionate about?
Totally.
Yeah.
And your voice is awesome. So the fact that voice was not your go-to is kind of funny.
Yeah, well, it is now.
Yeah, it is now. Cool. So a question I get, or an attitude I get a lot from people is like, either you can sing or you can't sing. Like you're just kind of in one of those two categories. And I always think, I mean, I kind of could sing as a kid, so it's a little bit hard to answer that. But I took years and years of lessons. But what would you say to someone who thinks, oh, either if I can't sing now, then I just don't sing, or I can't sing?
Everyone can sing. Okay, so one of my favorite quotes is from The Music Man, where he goes, "Singing is just sustained talking." I mean, that's literally what it is. I think people don't understand that their voice is a very intimate instrument. So saying that you can't sing is, I mean, not tapping into something that you have intrinsically, and it's not something that you can compare to anyone else. So people like will hear, you know, me sing or you sing after years and years of training, and then you automatically think, well, I don't sound like that, so I can't sing. Or I haven't had the practice of sustaining a pitch or the technique to keep my intonation a certain way or to hit whatever notes. And that's just a lack of technique and practice. That's not you not being able to sing.
Totally. Like I just started yoga for a few years ago, and I could easily have said, oh, well, I don't do yoga, but I did do yoga because I learned, and my body learned the positions, and my muscles gained flexibility and strength, and now I do yoga. Yeah. For me, it's the same.
And singing is, I feel like it's a very natural thing. And we kind of learn that we can't do it rather than just, you know, because kids sing all the time. And as we get older and we start comparing our instruments to other people and we start comparing ourselves to expectations, then it sort of teaches us that we can't rather than the fact that it's in us all along.
Right. It's like dancing. I think personally that singing is tied to our emotional well-being.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I wonder if in certain cultures, maybe ours, that if we start shutting down the singing voice, it's because we're shutting down the expression of emotion or the connectedness to our soul. I mean, that's kind of a what's the word? Not frou-frou. Woo-woo. That's kind of a woo-woo way to think about it, but that's been real for me.
That's one of my voice teachers says, and it's something I agree 100% with, is that she says your voice is your emotional barometer. So and I mean I've experienced where I walk into lessons and I try and sing and then it's a bad day, so I'm sobbing before I can sing, because you can't sing unless you are you're free enough to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
like when you cry and you literally get choked up.
Right.
Like, you can't sing and cry.
And on the you can't sing.
I mean,
no.
You can try, but
but like on the flip side of that, I've had so many students who come to me never singing before and almost in tears in the room, because it's like, I don't think people understand that it is a very vulnerable instrument, and it's not like you can hide mistakes behind, you know, oh, I just played a wrong note on the piano, or oh, my trumpet's not working, or oh, my reed is dry. You know, it's definitely you. And if someone goes, well, I don't like the sound of your voice, that's a really personal thing to say.
Yeah, and they should not talk to you.
Right.
Like, don't say that. Like, if you don't like it, great, but you don't have to, like...
Right, and that's also another reason why I think people come in saying, well, I can't sing, because I'm a firm believer that people form opinions about themselves because someone has told that.
100%.
So, like, I can't sing, well, then it's, who told you that?
That's right.
Because I will fight them.
Yeah, so she'll fight them. Good to know. My younger brother actually was the one who told me I couldn't sing. So he would actually scream at me, "Shut up!" when I'd be practicing as a teenager.
Yeah.
So apparently I really wanted to sing. He did not deter me. Although I didn't go straight into music school, so maybe.
Right. Well, I think it takes a while to unlearn those thoughts too.
Yeah.
So you get super self-conscious, and then you don't want to do it because you're afraid everyone's listening and judging. I mean, I lived in an apartment for a long time and would not practice at home because I was so self-conscious of the people around me.
I hear students say that a lot, actually. They don't have a place where they can
practice.
Yep.
Because it's, I mean, and so a lot of the proper singing people associate it with, you know, opera. Which has a, I don't want to say like negative connotation, but you know, a snooty sort of way.
Totally.
And then, you know,
diva thing.
Oh, yeah. And when you sing that way, it's very, in this day and age with everything on the radio and on the TV, it's very unusual. So I think, and a lot of the reactions to the unusual when it's at first is, you know, laugh at it or to call it weird or to shut it down because
to marginalize it. Yep.
Yeah. And so even just practicing like that, where there's that fear of
sounding like an opera singer.
Yeah.
Which is a huge fear for people who don't want to sing opera, but who need to work their voice muscles.
And just getting the proper resonance and proper technique so that you can, you know, not sound like an opera singer, but you're still singing healthfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much to learn.
It really is. It never ends.
That's why we still both take lessons.
It's true.
Well, thanks for chatting with me about voice.
It's fun.